Hello, welcome to Video Marketing to Grow Your Business. I'm Jerry Dukoski. Thank you for joining me today on a very special event. This is where we're doing a product launch, and I'm going to show you how to use video to promote your business, to promote your product launch. And we're doing this live every week, so you'll be able to look over my shoulder and see exactly what I do, so you can learn those things that I'm doing well, and also learn the things that aren't working too well. So it'll save you making those same mistakes that I will certainly make at some stage. But that's all part of the process. So thank you again for joining me. Today we are going to look at when less is more. Now this continues on from last week, which was done is better than perfect. That means getting all your stuff out there rather than trying to perfect it and take forever to get your content out there. I certainly believe that getting it done is better than waiting forever to get it perfect, because you'll never ever get it perfect. Now the launch we're doing is a book launch, but the same strategies apply to whether you're doing a membership site, an online course, or any type of product launch. I'm going to show you the system that we're going to be using to promote that product using video marketing. So stay tuned and watch every week. So today's topic, as I mentioned earlier, was when less is more. Now, does that make any sense? Probably not, no, but let me explain to you. Now, I find perhaps the biggest mistake most people make is that they try and create more content, thinking that the more content they have, the more money they can actually charge. All right, so you've seen those courses online. There's like 20 modules, and each module there's like 18 videos to watch, and so therefore having all this content means that they can actually charge $5,000 or something like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. What they don't understand is that people are not buying your product. They're buying what your product can actually do for them. I mean, they're buying the outcome of your product. All right? They don't really care about your product. They just want to know how they can get their outcome. So in a sense, your product or service is a vehicle to take someone from where they are now to where they want to be. All right? So think of it as a vehicle. So if you think about a vehicle that will take the person to the destination they want to get to, then that completely changes the way you look at your product. And that's the way I want you to look at your product, as a vehicle. Now, for example, I'm going to talk about a real-life vehicle that's going to take you to your destination. So in this case, let's look at an airline. All right, let's look at an airplane. Right, airplane is a product that's going to take you from where you are now to where you want to be, which is your destination. So if you are planning a holiday, all right, you want to go to a tropical island in the Pacific, right? That's your destination. The first thing is you do pick your destination rather than pick your actual product or airline, right? You're not going to look at airlines first and decide where you want to go. You need to know where you want to go first, and then choose an airline that's going to take you to that destination. So in this example, we're going to use, say, Airline A. Okay, Airline A takes the east route. All right, they go east. They fly east to your tropical island in the Pacific. Okay, now let's say that takes a 10-hour flight, and they charge $1,000 to get there. Right, now that makes sense. A 10-hour flight means the airline has to supply more meals for the passengers, more service, they need more staff, and of course the fuel costs are going to be higher for flying a 10-hour flight. So let's say that's priced at $1,000. So you do a bit more research and you find Airline B. Now Airline B, instead of flying west around the globe, it actually flies east. It flies west, going in the other direction. But by going the other direction, it only takes 5 hours to get to the destination, so it gets there in half the time. So meaning the flight is only 5 hours long instead of 10 hours with the flight A. It means less fuel costs. It means less meals provided to passengers. It means less staff. So virtually it's half the cost of running that airline from your where you are now to your tropical island by flying airline B. So you would expect if it's half the expenses of the airline, then they'll probably charge you half the price. So instead of charging you $1,000, they charge you $500. All right, that would make sense. I mean, it's only half the cost of the airline. You're only flying half the time, pay half the price. But that's entirely wrong. Right? Entirely wrong, because the passenger is going to get more benefit by getting to the destination quicker. All right? They want to get there as quick as possible. They don't want to be stuck on your course or your product. They want to get there as soon as possible. So if they find an airline that takes only half the time to get there, then they're willing to pay perhaps twice as much as the other airline. So instead of having to fly for 10 hours, they only fly for 5 hours. And instead of paying $500 or $1,000, they pay twice as much, $2,000, because they get to their destination quicker. And that's exactly how I want you to think about your online product. If you can get your ideal customer to where they want to be in half the time, then you can actually charge twice as much. So instead of having to go through 20 modules, you can go through just 10 modules with 10 videos each time, and that's still plenty. But if they can get to where they want to go quicker, then they're going to be willing to pay more money. All right, so less is more when it comes to content. Now, for example, in this launch that I'm doing now, which is a book launch, when I first started putting this book together, I grabbed all my vlogs, all my scripts, my training material. I put it all in this Word document, and there were literally hundreds and hundreds of pages of content. Now, if I just sort of sorted it out and put it out on the market and say, look, I've got 1,000-page book there for you to read, so therefore I'm going to charge you X amount of dollars, it doesn't make sense. I mean, who wants to read all that material to get to where they want to go? So what I've been working really hard with my book is getting it condensed into less than 100 pages. All right, that's my goal, getting it less to 100 pages so that anyone can read that book quickly, get all the information they need to be able to achieve what they want to achieve, which is their destination. All right, always consider your product or service is a vehicle. All right, you think of it that way and make it more efficient, more effective for your customers. The more effective it is, the more you can charge, not less, more. And that's the selling point. So when I'm selling my book, it's less than 100 pages, but it's got all the information you need to be successful in your video marketing. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. That's it for today. We'll be back again next week where we're going to look at pricing, how to price your online product for the launch. So I hope you love that. Give me some feedback. I'd love to get your feedback. Love to get your questions. I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. And until next time, this is Jerry Dukoski saying bye for now.